Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. I recently had an epiphany. Now y'all can tell me if I'm way off the mark with this one. I wanted to share my thought process with all of you and get some feedback. You guys let me know if I'm onto something here. So, I frequently criticize the gaming community and gaming discourse online. I vehemently oppose the rhetoric of modern gaming sucks, video games aren't fun anymore, etc, etc. Now, I usually engage this topic with the same few talking points. Namely, bringing up statistics, cherry picking and nut picking, the negativity bias, logical inconsistencies, and broad sweeping generalizations. Now, all of these talking points still have validity to them. If you objectively analyze and critique all of these YouTube videos and their comments and all these social media posts, proclaiming that gaming is dying, that modern gaming sucks, that video games aren't fun anymore, they don't hold up under scrutiny. But perhaps there's another element at play here that I had never considered before. Perhaps, just maybe, one of the major culprits for this rhetoric and this mindset is toxic positivity. Hear me out. What do all of these individuals who share this perspective and regurgitate this rhetoric have in common? They usually have a deep, passionate love for a particular game franchise. A few of the most prominent examples include Halo, Call of Duty, and hell, just about the entire Blizzard catalog. Back in the early 2000s, pre-2010, all of these franchises and IPs had reached peak popularity. Well, with the exception of Call of Duty, I don't even think Activision realized how much of a pop culture icon they had on their hands. Sure, the most modern Call of Duty entries have very poor critical and community reception online. That still doesn't change the objective, statistically proven fact that Call of Duty is one of the most successful and most popular franchises in the entire world. But I digress. Back in the early to late 2000s, pre-2010s, we saw the releases of historic video game titles, including Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo Free, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and World of Warcraft. These games had substantial impact on the lives of millions. It brought them hours upon hours, days upon days of happiness and entertainment. But unfortunately, it also established some harmful expectations. Namely, that these games are the standards to which every other game should capitulate to, and that all other games should make me feel the same way that these games made me feel. Which brings us to today. Now, who are the regular culprits consistently proclaiming that gaming is dying, that modern gaming sucks, that video games aren't fun anymore? Well, would you look at that? Halo players who are unhappy with the current state of Halo, Call of Duty players who are unhappy with the current state of Call of Duty, and various players of various Blizzard games unhappy with the state of Blizzard games. Hello there, this is Ryan from the future. Just wanted to provide a bit of context here. This video was actually written and recorded before the launch of Halo Infinite Season 5. Obviously, community sentiment towards the game has had a complete turnaround. But my point still stands regardless. Up until the release of Season 5 in Halo Infinite, there was no shortage of Halo content creators on the internet proclaiming that modern gaming sucks and that gaming wasn't fun anymore because of the state of Halo Infinite. Just want to provide that necessary context. Future Ryan out, back to Ryan of the past. We see here a clear pattern. Various individuals with their various favorite video game franchises see them in various suboptimal states of being, their expectations not met, and their immediate reaction is to lash out and generalize and condemn everything. Why? Because the current iteration of the thing that they love so much doesn't meet their previously established expectations, so they're not as entertained and not receiving the same levels of happiness they did in the previous older iterations from their youth. And so that leads to mass reactions based off of feelings and not facts. Now don't misunderstand me. In no way am I implying that modern gaming doesn't warrant criticism. It absolutely does. Several modern video games, franchises, and IPs suffer from a smorgasbord of issues. Several, but not all, and that is and will always be my primary point of contention. Because to me, it's disturbing, it's disheartening, it's endlessly frustrating when the hard work and passion of various video game developers from various studios, both AAA and indie, all their efforts and love they poured into creating some beautiful works of art, go blatantly ignored. Why? Because your favorite video game franchise's latest iteration disappointed you. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that's very fair or reasonable. Perhaps, however, you're still not on board with my thesis statement here. You require more evidence. Well, I'm happy to oblige, and I have a recent example for you too. This is YouTube content creator Oni Zombies. If you couldn't tell by his name, he really likes zombie video games. And one of his favorite games and franchises is Dying Light. You could go as far as saying Dying Light is really important to him.
I'm really grateful for this game and this franchise ever existing in the first place. I contribute a majority of my success as a creator and even in my personal life to this little zombie game right here. To think I went from being in my mom's house in my tiny bedroom making really cringy live streams and videos where I needed to be quiet to unboxing and revealing the name to the world to being here a year later and being at the place I'm at right now, I'm truly thankful for.
So, as you can imagine, when developer Techland added microtransactions into Dying Light 2 in a recent update, Oni Zombie wasn't too thrilled about that.
I'm done, okay? And this decision comes because of Techland's recent actions with Dying Light 2 and with what they're currently doing with new monetization practices.
So, the video game franchise that Oni Zombie has a very strong emotional and personal attachment to made an anti-consumer business decision that he did not agree with in the least. So, what was the very next video he made after his initial reaction to the addition of microtransactions in Dying Light 2? Oh my. So, because Oni Zombie is unhappy with the current state of Dying Light 2, he decides it's time to declare that all of modern gaming sucks. So I guess all of the 2023 video game releases such as Baldur's Gate 3, Armored Core 6, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Remnant 2, I guess they all don't matter because Dying Light 2 now has microtransactions and therefore everything sucks. Baldur's Gate 3 sucks, Armored Core 6 sucks, all the games released in 2023 suck because Dying Light 2 has microtransactions. Now, I don't know about you, call me crazy, but I don't believe that's a very mature, rational, or logical response to something bad happening to something you like. This is a clear-cut example of how this isn't just something unique to Halo players, Call of Duty players, and various Blizzard game players. It appears that this phenomena can be replicated with any game franchise, as long as the individual has a strong enough emotional attachment. If and when the thing they are passionate about stumbles, it appears a near identical, visceral reaction is sure to follow. However, let's add an additional factor into this discussion for comparison's sake. Have any of you ever looked into and observed the communities of these various video game franchises, namely Monster Hunter, Deep Rock Galactic, Ultra Kill, and almost the entirety of the From Software catalog? Have you ever noticed how these various video game communities and the most prominent individuals in them aren't going around claiming that video games suck, that video games aren't fun anymore, that video games are dying? Instead, they're just playing the games they love, talking about the games they love, making videos and memes about the games they love. Fascinating, isn't it? Polar opposite attitudes and perspectives. You ask the average Halo or Call of Duty player online what they think of gaming, they'll say it sucks and that they wish for the good old days. Whereas if you ask a fan of From Software games their thoughts on gaming, they'll tell you it's great. Alongside that, they're endlessly excited for the upcoming Elden Ring DLC expansion, leaving us with two polar opposite perspectives. However, nonetheless, both sides deeply care about their favorite video game franchises. Now, while caring about something, loving something, love itself is a mostly positive emotion, but that doesn't mean it can't be twisted into becoming toxic and negative under the right context and circumstances. Hell hath no fury like a lover scorned after all. And so I would argue that what we're seeing here is a possible form of toxic positivity. A visible, sizable number of gamers have very positive feelings towards their favorite video games. And of course, it's only understandable that individuals would crave and even chase after those positive feelings. To continuously, non-stop experience those positive feelings over and over again. Of course, no one wants to feel sad or disappointed, but what so many poor, ignorant souls need to understand is that you have to take the good with the bad. Life isn't always going to be positivity, happiness, sunshine, and rainbows. Things are going to go wrong. They're not going to go to plan. Human beings are going to make mistakes or be intentionally malicious. I understand how your favorite Halo game, your favorite Call of Duty game, your favorite Blizzard game made you feel. But there is more. Far more to gaming than just your favorite video game franchises. There's more to gaming than just Halo, Call of Duty, and Blizzard titles. I implore you to look at these other video game franchises and their communities: Deep Rock Galactic, Ultra Kill, Monster Hunter, From Software games. Look at how healthy, how positive, and how just downright happy the individuals in these communities for these games are. They are proof that you can, in fact, still have fun playing video games, as long as you're willing to seek out and find your next favorite video game franchise instead of shackling yourself to just one or a few. You need to be willing to seek out happiness from other places, new places. And of course, this doesn't just apply to video games. Stagnation and repetition in general life is poison for the soul. People don't just say, variety is the spice of life, just for shits and giggles. There's nothing wrong with loving something. There's nothing wrong with wanting more of something that makes you happy. But to fixate on it, to have your life revolve around that one singular thing that makes you happy, well, no wonder you lash out when that thing no longer makes you happy. You set yourself up for disappointment. Everything in moderation, after all. Anyways, that's been a video. Thank you for watching. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you want to help out and support the video, then please share it on social media, Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook, and maybe a few Discord servers as well. If you want to help out and support me directly, please consider making a donation via the Super Thanks feature here on YouTube, or by clicking on the links and donating to my Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi pages, links in the description down below. Anyways, once again, that's been a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.